Hello everyone, I welcome you all in this video. In earlier video, we have learnt about seasons, even humidity in the air, and little bit regarding absolute humidity. In this video, we are going to discuss relative humidity, then contribution, afterwards types of the clouds and all. Out of that, first number, absolute humidity. See, the amount of water vapor in a 1 cubic meter of air is the absolute humidity of the air. Don't forget this definition. For example, the absolute humidity of the air near coastal area is higher than air in the interior, means that is the land portion. Absolute humidity is higher in the equatorial areas, while it reduces as we move toward the poles one. And the distribution of the land and water on the earth and the seasons also affect absolute humidity, means where the heavy rainfall, there the humidity more, where less rainfall, less humidity. So seasons also affect on the humidity. Students, at the beginning here, use your brain power is given. In which season is the humidity generally more? Of course, that is in the monsoon, means in a rainy season. How does humidity affect the human body? The rate of, see here, the rate of respiration and the sweating increase due to humidity, means high humidity where the respiration, even the sweating starts. And third number one, observe how humidity affects the food materials at our home. See students, due to the humidity, fungus flourish on the food materials at our home and it gets spoiled. Means sometimes you feel that one or experience that food is spoiled and that is useless. Why that becomes? Because of the humidity and the reaction with the humidity, there the chemical process takes place, chemical changes occur and the food get change and the spoil one. Fourth number, is there a relation between the formation of the fungus and the humidity? Yes, there is a direct relationship between formation of fungus and humidity. Means humidity helps to grow a fungus rapidly, and the humidity support the growth of fungus. Yes, interlink is there. If there is no humidity, the fungus may die. And how is the early or the late drying up of clothes related to the humidity? As the moisture holding capacity, answer, as the moisture holding capacity is found to be high in a low humidity air, it leads to early drying up of the clothes. During summer season, less humidity, so the clothes dry up early. As the moisture holding capacity is found to be low in high humidity air, it leads to late drying up of the clothes one. Humidity high, then clothes take more time to dry one. Next, see students, what is mean by relative humidity? The amount of water vapor. The amount of water vapor present in air can be expressed as a percentage of the amount needed for saturation at the same temperature and same volume. Same temperature and same volume, and it is expressed in a percentage. And formula is here, relative humidity is equal to absolute humidity divided by vapor holding capacity into 100, and that is mentioned in the percentage. Relative humidity, what will be here? Exercise given. What will be the relative humidity of air whose absolute humidity is 20 gram per meter cube and vapor holding capacity is 30 gram per meter cube? See students, answer is taken using the formula which earlier we have discussed that one. Your answer will be 66.67% water holding capacity. Here relative humidity. Second one, if the absolute humidity of the air is 15 gram per meter cube and the vapor holding capacity is 15 gram per meter cube, then what will be the relative humidity of the air? Yes, here the 15 means 100% humidity, relative humidity will be there. On the basis, use the correct formula which we have discussed earlier. On the basis of the example given above, tell which air is the saturated. Second example shows saturated air, means 100%. Here humidity means can't increase as well as can't decrease one. Then with the geographical explanation, we'll see relative humidity. The amount of water vapor changes according to difference in a temperature. high temperature, low humidity, low temperature, more humidity. Similarly, relative humidity also changes. Generally, relative humidity is more in the mornings and nights because of the low temperature. Already I told you, in the afternoon as the temperature increases, relative humidity decreases, and near coastal areas the relative humidity is more, and so the air is moist, and in desert areas relative humidity is less. So students, are directly relationship with the temperature: high temperature, low relative humidity, and the low temperature, more relative humidity. This is a controversy or the contrast is there. Okay, morning even the night against afternoon season. For better understanding, here one activity is given. See, with the proper observation as well as with the proper guidance of your parents or the teachers, this activity you have to conduct. Take a water in the pressure cooker, take off the whistle of the pressure cooker. Now heat the cooker, take a lid with the handle. After the water starts boiling, hold the lid at the distance from where the steam is coming out. Observe what happened. Observe that one. You will see the tiny droplets to miss that handle. You must have observed that the water change into water vapor after it was heated. Correct one? Yes. Water change into the water vapor, and this vapor turns into water droplets. When it touches the cooler lid, we can see the water droplets deposited on the lid. Means water to water vapor, and water vapor to again means it forms in a water. These are the changes of the water from the liquid to gaseous, and gaseous to again in a liquid form. Then what did you understand here? See, the other group, like the first number group, they have to conduct that activity, and the second number group, other group should carry out the following activity, which is given in figure number 3.6a. Take a glass with a flat bottom, put some ice cubes in it, keep this glass in a room for the 2-3 minutes. What did you see? Yes, like the small droplets, water droplets, like the outer side of the glass are seen, and that can be experienced by your fingers also. Then what did you understand? See here students, observation through our observation, your observation or the anybody's observation. In sometimes you will see droplets of the water on the outer surface of the glass, which is shown in the 3.6b figure. When the water vapor in the air comes in the contact with the cold surface, condensation take place. Condensation, earlier some classes you have studied this, and these droplets form on the outer surface of the glass. And in the first activity, the steam from the cooker cooled and condensed into water droplets. In the second activity, the vapor in the air condensed into water droplets. See, means water to water vapor in a first activity, and a second activity, that is water as well as ice cubes through the condensation process. Some small or the tiny water droplets to the outer portion of the glass is generally visible. Next, see, condensation, densification and sublimation. What these are? The process of changing of water vapor in the air into water is called condensation, or like the densification. Condensation, you remember. Also, the process of vapor, that gas changing into solid state, is called sublimation. Okay, these are the scientific terms. You have to focus here. Don't forget this definition. If the temperature of the air reduces, its vapor holding capacity also reduces, and when relative humidity of the air becomes 100%, earlier we have seen that 100%, vapor starts condensing, and at this time the temperature of the air should be at the dew point. Dew point means close to the freezing point, means that is a 1 degree, 2 degree, 4 degree till 1. Next, see students, it implies that for the condensation, temperature should be low and the relative humidity must be high. Already we know that one, low temperature, high humidity. In the free environment, 7 number point, condensation of the vapor in the air occurs around fine particles. Fine particles means including the dust, salt, etc. Many other means like carbon particles also comes, which generally present in the air. And dew, frost and fog are the forms of condensation at the ground level, while clouds are a form of condensation at the higher elevation. So you should not forget that one. We are moving towards how that clouds form. Yeah, like as a how the clouds like as a moves from place to place, and their distance, each and everything will study here. But don't forget, yes, condensation through the clouds generally means form are part of this one. Clouds and the types of the clouds. Clouds are a form of condensation at the higher elevation, and condensation occur higher elevation means like as a from the surface of the earth. Condensation occurs around minute particles in the atmosphere. Condensed water or the snow particles in the clouds are very fine and almost weightless, and so clouds float in the air. See figure 3.7, like the raindrop like a structure is given that you have to draw in your notebook for the better understanding. That is a 5 mm droplet is shown here. Students, clouds and the types of the clouds. Yes, land and the water get heated because of the heat of the sun. Air near the surface heats up, rises and becomes less dense. Hot air rises up. In the water cycle you have studied better way. As it goes higher, the temperature of the air reduces and the moisture holding capacity of the air reduces, and the relative humidity keeps increasing. Already we have studied. And the water vapor in the atmosphere turns into water and snow, and this is the dew point level of that air, and the level of the condensation is determined by the water vapor in the air. And keep in mind that the freezing point is also dependent on the altitude and the water vapor. These all facts scientific way you have to study, then you will come to know how that cloud generally form. And because of the condensation, what happens, students? Fine particles of ice and the water float in the air at a greater height. Yes, and they accumulate around the dust particles in the air and becomes larger in size, and their accumulation together is called a cloud. What is meant by cloud? See here. And because of the vertical flow of the wind, they float in the atmosphere like a kite which float in the air as it moves higher and higher, and the clouds too float in the atmosphere because of the vertical flow. And here the types of the clouds are given here. See students, yes, types of the clouds: high altitudinal means clouds, medium altitudinal clouds, and the low altitudinal clouds. Low altitudinal clouds close to the ground, middle like just above the low altitudinal means clouds, and high means like as a 5 to 7 kilometers still. Next, types of the clouds one by one we'll see. Clouds are found at different altitudes above mean sea level. Already in the figure we have seen. Clouds which form at greater altitudes are formed from very fine snow particles. See, you have to focus here. And the process of evaporation and the condensation occur consecutively in the clouds. Yes, at a time these both concepts take place. Specific type of the clouds cause rainfall on the earth. Specific, not all. The proportion of the vapor is more near the earth's surface. Okay, and as we go higher away from the sea level, the amount of vapor decreases. Hence, the clouds at the lower altitude are larger in size, while the clouds at higher altitude are smaller. Lower altitude larger in size, and the higher altitude smaller in size. This means like the fact you have to study. It will be better to separate as well as divide types of the clouds. Here see, one chart is given. Through the chart we will understand. First, number one type of the cloud, see the cirrus, like a cirrostratus and the cirrocumulus. Height is given 7,000 meter to 14,000 meter. Second number type, altostratus and altocumulus. Height is given 2,000 to the 7,000 meter from the surface. And third number type, stratocumulus, stratus, nimbostratus, cumulus, and the cumulonimbus. Yes, that is third number one, the less than 2,000, and the cumulus and the cumulonimbus. which is given, that is extent cloud B is a variable. There is no specific height here, and the clouds are formed at the different altitudes in the atmosphere. After observation, we can divide these clouds into three main types on the basis of their altitude, which earlier figure we have studied. Okay, students, observe this chart carefully, then you will realize that three divisions. First number, the height from the base of the clouds is taken into consideration. First number group, if the clouds are at an altitude of 7,000 to 14,000 meter, then they are considered as a very high clouds. Second number, if they are at an altitude of around 2,000 to 7,000 meter, then they are considered to be the medium clouds. And if they are at an altitude of the less than 2,000 meter, then they are called low clouds. Low clouds means high clouds, medium clouds, and the low clouds all are depend on the height from the surface of the earth. And the two means like in numbers 2,000, 7,000 and 14,000. Remember for the better understanding. See, out of that first number, high clouds. These clouds are mainly made up of ice particles. They can be classified into cirrus, like the cirrocumulus and cirrostratus, three types. The cirrus clouds are mainly wispy. Cirrocumulus clouds look like groups of small waves. Cirrostratus are like a bed sheet with wrinkles, and they generally have a like a halo around them. For better understanding, students, go in that earlier figure. There you will realize that one which is cirrus, which is a cirrocumulus, and which is cirrostratus, for the better understanding. Yes, observe that figure carefully. Next, see medium clouds. These include altocumulus and the altostratus. Only two types. Altocumulus are in the form of layers and have a wave-like structure. Students, if you want to see the videos going through the net, like each and every clouds videos are available for your better study. They are mostly white in color and have a gray shade. And altostratus are not very thick one, and the sun can be seen through them as if seen through a milky glass. So the milky glass is very useful to observe such type of the clouds, that as medium clouds. Like the altocumulus and altostratus. Don't forget. After that, see students, low clouds, which are closer to the surface of the earth. These consist of 5 types of the clouds. Stratocumulus have layers. Their color is white to earthy. Round clusters of clouds can be here. Stratus clouds also have layers. Don't forget here the specific names which are given. Otherwise, go in a chart and read and learn properly. They are ash colored, and their base is uniform. Nimbostratus has thick layers. And they are grey ash in color and cause continuous rainfall and even snowfall. Which one? Nimbostratus clouds are rainfall giving or the snowfall giving clouds. These are the very important in the low clouds, and about that we are going to study here deeply. Which one? The stratocumulus as well as nimbostratus one. The cumulus cloud, out of that, these clouds are formed extremely from 500 meter to 6,000 meter altitude. Yes, 500 meter to 6,000 meter altitude. The vertical flow of air adds to the formation of these clouds. Vertical flow, yes, upward direction. These are the huge and dome shaped, huge one and the dome shaped. They are the gray in color. Cumulus clouds are an indicator of a pleasant weather. How to understand cumulus cloud? These are shows the pleasant weather, and the vertical expanse of these clouds increases so much that they turn into cumulonimbus clouds and bring rain. Means cumulus clouds pleasant atmosphere, can't give the rainfall, but turns into the cumulonimbus clouds and bring a rain. Yes, coordination is there. Then second number one, the cumulonimbus cloud. These are the characteristic clouds which are indicators of thunderstorm. If it is a thundering outside, 100% you can say that one, these all are the cumulonimbus clouds, and these look like the huge mountains. These are the dense and the dark in a color. Yes, means the summer season, when evening time you feel that one thundering, lightning and everything. These all are the types of the cumulonimbus clouds. These look like the huge mountain. These are the dense and the dark in color. There is a thunder accompanied by lightning. Okay, and they bring rain with the storm and may sometimes bring hailstones also. Hailstones generally you call like the ole in your local language, but such a type of the rain does not last long. For the better study, figure 3.9, observe carefully, you will come to know. Next, see the cumulonimbus clouds, other features also. The largest of these clouds bring rainfall accompanied with the lightning. The top portion of these clouds has an anvil like shape. See in the figure, anvil like shape, and the clouds have a positive charge at the upper end and negative charge at the lower end. Yes, a positive and the negative, it is also is shown in the figure. Some figures it is shown, some figures it is not shown, but remember lower part shows lower part shows the negative and upper part shows the positive, and the land below them always has a negative charge. Due to the difference in the charges, electric charges are formed and the lightning occurs, lighting up the sky for a moment, and the air around the lightning rises up because of the heat, and this leads to a large thundering sound. This is a scientific term. For that one, read this slide or read this matter at least 2-3 times for better way or the better knowledge. Okay, negative and the positive charges forms lightning and the thundering one. Cumulonimbus clouds as compared to other clouds like which we have discussed or seen in the chart. Compared to other clouds, the raindrops of these clouds are the larger because they move up and down a lot of times and accumulate more and more water. Because these droplets come down, again go up, again come down, and due to that matter, like the drop become larger in size, and drops becomes larger and unable to float in the clouds because of their weight, and they fall in the form of rain. Sometimes the air in the clouds is very cold. Why? Due to the condensation process, and as a result these drops freeze and fall in the form of hail, that we call the hailstone. We call them hailstone. Okay, that we experience especially in the summer season. Next, see students, it is the last point of this chapter. Do you know cloud burst is a type of precipitation? Cloud burst, raindrops coming towards the earth are stopped in the clouds itself because of the strong vertical winds. Cloud burst, and these drops change into hail. This makes the clouds heavier. The vertical winds are unable to bear this weight. This leads to heavy rainfall with a large size hail, and this is called cloud burst. This definition you have to learn the proper way. Yes, and at least it leads to a rainfall of more than 100 millimeter in a small area or a particular region, and this type of the precipitation mainly occurs in the mountainous region, and the status through which the Himalayan ranges pass experience such a type of the rainfall is common. So students, today we have discussed that absolute humidity or the relative humidity, how to find out that one, even the types of the clouds. Out of that, some clouds are the very useful for us, even how that cloud generally form. For the better understanding the three activity we have discussed, that is a water to water vapor, and the water vapor like the condensation like afterwards like the formation of the hails, lightning, even thundering, how that occur, everything we have discussed. So students, hope that one you understood maximum points. I request you all that read this topic carefully. Any doubt is there, you can miss like the ask when we'll come together. Even miss like the calling through also your doubts will be miss clear. See, miss with this topic you will get miss exercise for the writing that will be in the PDF form, that download and write down, and which answers you are going to write, that you have to learn and read that matter again and again. At least if you remember high clouds, medium clouds and the low clouds, and out of that only the two types of the clouds which gives rain or the rainfall to us, that is enough for you. Okay, not enough, but like as a miss we can keep hope that. So students, today we'll stop here. Take care of yourself, take care of your family members. Yes, we'll meet soon. We'll pray to God. Thank you. Jai Hind.